Hello everybody, Salty Walty is back. We got Rob, Viz, and Jacob along with us. So this is a little idea I've been thinking about for a little bit. About talking about like different changes to maps, like levolution and all that. And just some other ideas that we four can think of. So that's why we're not streaming. I just wanted to do this through recording. It would make it easier. That way I wouldn't have to pay attention to chat at the same time. This would just make it easier for us. So before I move to the couch, let me switch my mics. There we go. I just want to make sure. Yeah, because Discord and OBS all switched my mics around. So I don't know what that was about. But I guess the first map we'll start on is the classic Deserted City, because, you know, why not?
Prepare to sortie.
Well, it doesn't matter if I encourage or not, because this is not going to be, like, anything major.
Very well. Proceeding to the battlefield.
But yeah, just like as I was saying, I think in the Sinanju video, just certain ideas that I want to see brought to life. Like, I would like for them to take a couple of months off. The first month, maybe just take a break from doing everything. And this is BB Studios I'm talking about. Just have a break. Just relax. And they've done so much work over the past 4 years. And, it's just amazing with what they have brought to us. So, Rob, if you want to meet us up in with the two towers.
Two towers?
Yeah,
right in the
center of
center.
map.
Okay. Alright.
Nice Bartlett. So, like, one of my ideas as I was talking is that I feel like these two buildings should be able to get destroyed. And then and what angle they fall at would depend on what side they were destroyed at. So, like, if this got fire from this angle, right? And got destroyed from this, it would fall over towards F side. If it got hit, or if this one got hit from the side, from over here, it should fall over and hit this building, and then collapse over this section that's sitting right here. I think that would be a nice change. It would change up the map and force different strategies.
Yeah.
What would
you'd get... with the fallen building, you know, you'd get more use of this angle right here, right? Because you'd be looking up over it. You would get more function out of this pop-up too. It'd create more of a central lane, right? It'll change more of the 3-lane dichotomy. It means people might actually fight in the side alleyways.
Yeah.
Because normally all the fights devolve to being right here.
Which ends up just being boring, you know. Rob, what do you think?
I think it's not a bad idea. I wonder how much of an overhaul they'd have to give basically the whole game engine to make that work, though.
It would be a lot.
Well, seeing that we've already got destruction on some maps, they would need to make that falling building animation and then just add a little. Well, quite a bit for this, the falling building animation to linger instead of just fall through the floor and disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if they just put a big smoke cloud around it so you can't see the stuff rising up beneath the floor, right? They could just keep it below the floor of the map and then,
have it
depending on
afterwards.
depending on if X, Y happens, then certain debris rises up through the floor of the map and has collision.
Yeah. That'd be a nice little change. I feel like sections over here or that building right there should be able to get destroyed. Just fall over and just like take out this complete road right here and prevent anything coming through, or at least you have to jump over the building or debris. I think that would be also a nice change.
I think just debris that you have to climb, right? Just make a slight change in altitude, even if it's just walkable, right? You block off a firing lane, so people have to push up to fight down a lane.
Yeah.
Because a lot of fights devolve to one person standing right here with a weapon that can reach down to the end just doing this.
Yeah, right? Just continuously pecking people. Other changes would be knocking these buildings over, blocking this area, or bringing it down here, and then you have a defensible position you can hold on to, hide behind the debris, and then just pick fights and fire.
Yeah. I feel like if we're going to have destructible buildings, something with this nice, fragile-looking glass building would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how do you think this would work then?
Maybe even just a collapse. Whenever a fight devolves around C, right? It just turns into someone runs in this alleyway, and then they get shot from this, right? And then whoever's spawning on C is doing this maneuver and shooting this corner.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing around these corners is very, very difficult for the offenders because, right, it's every camera's based off the right side of the suit. So this is super easy for me to fight on because I can just peek like that, and you get easy shots off that corner, and your camera's around it. So even just opening up angles to make fighting more balanced, because a lot of the maps right now are non-symmetrical. You have areas of cover on one side that the other team doesn't get. So.
Yeah.
And, you know, big 700 mobile suits don't always feel like big 700 mobile suits when you walk when you shoot the side of an apartment building and you get a decal.
My least favorite is like these power poles. Like we can walk through them, we should just be able to destroy them through walking. There's no reason why this should block no force beam.
Yeah.
I don't think these ones have collision, but on other maps.
Yeah, like this. What's that little part over here? There's where is it? This thing right here takes my shot every single time I'm sniping in that direction.
Oh, the bus stop does?
That should not have collision.
Oh yeah, the little bus shelters, they do have collision.
Yes.
I have run afoul of that many times. Yes.
There should be no reason for that.
Yeah,
all.
no, that would be even like a Vulcan shot hitting that would just blow it to pieces.
Yeah.
Just in general, like I feel like destruction of the map would open up a lot more to the game. It would change up. I wouldn't say it would change up the meta, but it would help less used mobile suits because then, you know, you're giving them something they can use. To help defend
so
themselves.
meta has devolved to insta-stagger melee, right? In all forms. And at every cost, it's insta-stagger melee. So suits with machine guns have to fight at range every time because stagger buildup on machine guns is not great. So you're fighting in the open on this map with no cover, just spraying a machine gun, and you just have to hope that your stun lines up right on someone.
Yeah.
So it gives suits with machine guns or sniper rifles more options for cover besides just standing next to a building.
Yeah.
For that matter, I'd like to see, you know, sniper shots just pierce the buildings because I don't.
That's what I've said multiple times. I feel like all beam type weapons should pierce buildings. It's shown multiple in pretty much any version of Gundam. Beam weapons pierce through buildings, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of lame that we don't have that in this game. And it's held to just very few suits.
Yeah.
So after this match ends, we'll dig up another map to talk about. Which one would you guys like to visit?
Before you get off there, I had an idea for more destructible. Each base is surrounded by water. It's basically a dry dock. So you could move the bases out a little bit to like the north and south. Put it on like a pedestal and have that area be flooded or the ability to be flooded.
That could work.
Yeah, like a locked door leading into it that you could blow open, and that would flood the area.
That would be nice. Oh, Viz, make sure you tell...
or even just open and closable.
Yeah, so just while we're sitting in lobbies, every map, every cost has the same bases, right? Each side just has a Medea. So, what I proposed to Salty was 100, as little as it's played, to 400 is a Medea and a Fat Uncle. And then 450 to 550 is a Pegasus class for Team A and a Zanzibar for Team B. And then 600 to 700 is the Rock Hylum and the Relula. And they'd be able to defend themselves in limited capacity, even if it's just like the AA guns
shooting, right? Because even just small pokes of damage, it means somebody doesn't hit 1 HP and just run off the base bomb. Because the fact that a completely almost disabled mobile suit can just duck out, run all the way to your base and have no competition if you don't chase him, to earn his team, 5,000 at 700. It's like 5,000 to 6,000 points, I believe. It's with the 2x multiplier. It's a ridiculous amount of points for a small amount of effort that one member of the team can run off and do. And there's the argument that yes, he's leaving his team for that time, but he's about to die anyways and sit through a 20-second respawn timer. If you can get 5,000 points in that amount of time, then you're good.
The problem with that, like in general, for like what you're saying, the running away, is that pilot combat has devolved a fair bit from GBO 1.
Yeah, I understand that too.
Because even in GBO 1, like all the Vulcans had ADSL on pilots, so as long as they weren't behind hard cover, you could just kill them with little effort. And I don't see what's the difference between that and using an AoE grenade that you can get in there, or some sort of cannon that just shoots the back wall and the AoE kills the pilot anyway, versus having ADSL.
Yeah, and now we've loaded into another map, so we can talk about it.
And also the machine gun used to have ADSL. I would like that to come back while we're talking about game changes, so it's not just waiting for the bazooka to reload and shooting every 15 seconds.
Yeah. So I chose this map because I feel like hiding on the HLV should be brought back, but with a danger to it, right? I feel like if we destroy an HLV, that explosion should kill whatever is on top and near it.
Yeah, that much fuel going up in an explosion, that makes sense.
And it would slowly ignite the other two. So, and once all three explode, I feel like the area around C should be demolished and be with a decently good chunk crater. Not say like all the way down to the bottom of the map where the water would be, but like a good chunk of it missing.
I don't know if they should link, because most stations like this would have safeguards in place for you don't want all your rockets going up, but each one should be destructible on its own.
Yeah.
And then yes, they should destroy their landing pillar that they're on, because this waist-high piece of cover eats shots a lot. So if you destroy the HLV, it would destroy this waist-high piece of cover and the base that it's on, and then the gantry next to it, and maybe some of the crates over here. Because even fighting in these crates, fighting in these
it would definitely blow all the
crates.
It would blow the crates away, 100%.
Oh, yep.
That's my biggest gripe, is they did take that away. Yeah, it was annoying when a ZAML got up there, but I feel like if they added the destroy the HLVs, that would have fixed it, and it would kill whoever's near it.
Yeah, even if it didn't kill them, just getting them off that perch would be enough. That's how the sniper perches in Jabro that nobody ever uses works. So.
Yeah, like either a strong hit of damage, maybe like solid 10k damage, or a strong napalm proc.
Yeah.
Like an 1,000 damage napalm proc for like 6 hits.
Yeah.
That you could roll to put it out, but you'd eat your roll and then you'd be swarmed by range damage.
But yeah, well, if they do that, I would like for the napalm splash to stay there, because that would like mimic fuel being burned off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so rocket fuel burns at incredible temperatures, so like a mobile suit can't just walk through it.
Yeah, so if you stay near it, you start taking tick damage over time. I think that would be a nice little change to this map. The rest of the map I feel is in pretty good balance. But like once, if there's got to be a way to make C a little bit less desirable, and destroying the HLVs would make that happen, and that would make it would force players to go down towards D and maybe fight somewhere else, maybe go under the cover over on the other side of C where the HLVs are. I feel like that would be a nice little fight. Just in general, like certain ideas like this would make it really, really nice. What other ideas would you guys have?
Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
you can go, Rob. No, you go.
Okay. Well, one of the things that bugs me about this map sometimes is the fact that there's so much of it that doesn't get used. These
Yeah.
aircraft carriers back here, all of this, it just nobody ever goes here. Like, we actually just kind of set up a King of the Mountain mode at one point where we'd all just get on the boat and try and knock each other off of it.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but what I'd like to see with a map this size in particular, I've been wanting more mobile suit vehicles added to the game. I know it's hard because of the different sizes of various things, and the Scuries barely get used at this point because of that, because things at this cost are just too big. Yeah, but I'd like to see some lifters put on here so that
2 minutes
mobile
left.
suits that can't fly can fight against the ones that can,
Yeah.
and also get some dogfighting done and use just all this real estate.
Yeah. That.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like that
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, base jabbers or what are the Xeon ones?
Shackles.
Shackles.
Yeah,
and-
shackles. Just mounting them around, just having them act like a transform suit that maybe moves slower, but you can't knock it down.
Maybe
that
move like the Bound
stuns
Dock?
slow it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
moving
move like
Bound Dock would be
Bound
about
Dock.
perfect.
I had this map would also be very would be an exceptional use for like mobile suit equipment, such as not just like the flyers, but like the generators that you see the Jim Sniper and a MS team using to fire his rifle. I feel like anything with a beam rifle would benefit from that. So like attaching yourself to that would keep you from moving from that
1 minute
area.
left. This isn't
But it
Yeah,
would-
give you a range tether around it,
Yeah.
but increase your generator recharge speed so you
Your
can fire more
recharge
often.
rate, your range, everything about it would just massively increase your beam damage, but you're stuck. You can't move.
Yeah.
And if it takes, if it explodes, you take damage. It's one of those risk reward type things, and that's a cool idea. This map doesn't need a whole lot, and it's sad that you don't see it in rotation anymore.
Yeah, I understand it started to come back in rated rotation this last week. I saw some people talking about it. so-
Really.
Yes.
That's exciting because it's just like if they have random map rotation up, I feel random map rotation should include every single map in the game and not just a select few.
Yeah, I understand that a lot of the high-end players do not like this map, don't like jungle, don't like military port, but I'd like to at least see things rotated in and out fairly frequently.
Yeah.
Just because it feels like I have played Arctic Base, Deserted City, and Ruined City pretty much forever.
I've only seen Ruin City and Supply Base at 700 recently.
Yeah.
Here's
Talk
your
about
reward
map
for this
rotation
battle.
though. Anytime me and Jacob are playing, it's always Arctic and Jaburo. We never get any other map.
Mm-hmm.
And that's upsetting because while those maps were cool when they first came out, I'm sick of them.
Combatants gathered.
Yeah.
I don't want to play on them anymore. That's why when I do customs, it's usually port-based because it's a good map.
Mm-hmm.
You said jungle. That's a good one where we can go into and
Segyu too,
discuss.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it taking so long to load? Let's not do that.
There we go.
Prepare to sortie.
But
Prepare to sortie.
we're having some good ideas. This is good. I like some of these.
Very well. Proceeding to the battlefield.
Jungle is a map I haven't seen
All
in
units
rotation
prepare for
since the month that it
Pilots
came out.
deploy at once.
Yeah, I think there was some performance issues on PS4, wasn't there?
I never had any. And that was
I think
on my original
my
PlayStation.
PS4. Yeah, okay. Maybe it was just my PS4 crapping out. If I tried to run XS on Jungle, I got frame drops.
Commencing operation.
So this map, I feel like they should add underground tunnels. And I think right there would fix up a lot of it. That way you can be a lot more sneaky with it. I don't know where the tunnels would go through. I think a tunnel going through this hill and then going around would be nice. Maybe
Or some
one-
branching down to the river.
Yeah.
Right,
Or-
like pools you could drop into behind these drop downs here.
Yeah.
Maybe like on this side of the drop down. So that because this walking path is huge. The width of the path that you have right here is massive. You could put a pool right here that you could drop down into and boost to the river.
Yeah.
And that would mean that you stay out of enemy radar, right? If somebody's sitting at Echo, to get to the river, you have to come into their radar range.
Yeah.
You lose that advantage of, yes, you're slower underwater, but you're off radar.
Yeah.
So if you have a path to get to the river, you can use that advantage and then pop out right next to someone. Right, so it doesn't just devolve into the shooting fest over the river, because no one wants to fall in, because as soon as you fall in, they've seen where you were, so they're just going to shoot where you are.
One idea that just came to me is if we had an airstrike that was free aim, we didn't have to be locked into holding it onto a mobile suit. See, if we call an airstrike on that and it does enough damage, I feel like this should crumble away and then block off this section of the river. Wow.
Oh, like a mountain slide into the river?
Yeah, a mountain slide right into the river. I think that would be a nice touch, and that would give this area a nice little cliff just to stand on and shoot over. Well,
yeah, it would give you or a bridge to fight across, right?
Yeah.
If that collapses downwards, then this, you could like level it out with the raised step over here, and then you have a bridge to fight across. Or even if it ends up at a platform up top, you get a bridge to fight across so that you don't have to fall into the river.
Yeah.
Because getting out of this river sometimes sucks. There's times where you'll be boosting, you'll just get caught on the side for no reason. The edges are very steep, so it's touchy to get out of it. So giving land paths to give you paths across the map to create lanes would be a big improvement.
And what's nice is that it could happen over there too, destroying that hill and doing the same.
Yes, jungle being symmetrical is very useful.
Yeah. I still say like there should be like underwater tunnels that go inland under the ground, and then to extend, like, just in case the hills do get destroyed, aquatic mobile suits still have a place to like sneak around into and all that, and then pop out in some random place and have at thee. I think that would be a nice little touch. Just part destruction in this map would be nice, very fluid, and I think adding the additional blockages and cover would make for a very, very nice touch.
I agree.
Any ideas from you guys?
Trees could be burned away with napalm,
That would
or
be
beam
nice.
weaponry landing inside the copse of trees would start a fire that would burn away over time. Maybe over the course of a minute, fire would spread throughout a copse and
Cause
completely
DOT.
burn it away. Yeah, walking into it would cause a very minor DOT, but any DOTs make you show up on radar.
Yeah.
Your health bar pops up for the enemies, so it highlights you very easily. And it would make sense too, because some mobile suits use thermal cameras, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd glow red hot on a thermal camera, so making you maybe like increase visual range for your health bar if you walk through a burning forest while taking a small DOT tick.
That'd be a nice idea.
Also, Solve, I think one of the big issues that I've heard people do have with this map, which is that the trees everywhere just kind of make it horrible for visibility. So
Yeah.
if you can burn that off as you go, and also cause hazards and other changes to the map, I think that could work.
So like I feel like some of these hills like such right there, I feel like would make a good, if they allowed us to jump up there and snipe from it, but that's the thing, you can snipe up here, but it's gonna leave you open. There's no cover, but I feel like it should be allowed. Because there's nothing's gonna keep us from jumping up that high. Like my whatever this suit is, the Delta Gun.
Delta Plus.
Delta Plus. It has more than enough boost to jump up there, but the invisible wall prevents me. That should definitely be gone, I feel. Even then, like even if a sniper's up there, you're gonna get shot at. It's an open space. With very little cover, so just in general, there's and it wouldn't even take that much to fix this. I mean, add some dust when this little hill gets destroyed, and maybe like a couple of frames of it, you see of it falling down into the river, a big splash, and boom, it's done.
Yeah, using
You know.
using the water splash to cover the terrain change.
Yeah, and then just have it rise up. You know, that'd be quick, easy, and it would add a beautiful dynamic to this map that would breathe a bunch of life into it, especially with the burning of the trees going away. And I feel airstrikes should also
1 minute
cause
left.
craters,
This isn't over. We can
not as
still
big
win.
as what we see in what's that map called? With the air,
Military base.
yeah, with military base. Crater, I don't understand what the heck they were dropping there to make those huge craters, but like I feel
Probably
like,
heavy bombs from a GAW or something.
yeah, but I feel like changes like that, like terrain destruction, would be very helpful in quite a lot of the maps. I still haven't used this thing in a actual match. I gotta use this. But yeah, few changes in this map. I feel like it would be perfect. That is my biggest gripe, is the foliage and the trees. It can be very overbearing at times, and I've missed so many of my shots because I can't see through it. And it
Yeah, you're looking at a health bar. You're not looking at a suit when
Yeah.
when you're fighting somebody in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
You're just tracking somebody based off the little pipper in the middle of their health bar, which isn't very fun. It's like firing blind at a radar target.
Here's your reward for this battle.
that was the third one already. Holy
Yep.
moly! Oh, I didn't even notice.
They're short because they're brawl.
Finn's blocking me from sitting backwards.
Dog.
Combatants gathered.
What map do you guys want to do next?
Let's go to the infamous one that everyone hates right now. Let's go to Arctic Base.
My one fix is just make it as big as it was in GBO 1. Because
I didn't play GBO 1, so I don't have that point of reference, but I can think of a few things for it. Was it more outside area or was it taller?
It was just
Prepare
wider.
To sortie.
It's wider.
Prepare to sortie. Very well. Proceeding to
Zero
the
has a
battlefield.
really good match on it, and it still makes me feel like a cruddy person because
We're at the launch point.
me
Mobile
and
suits,
Zero
move
kind of
out.
like bullied Rob. It's when you remember that match we did back in the day where it was me and Zero in the GPO 1, the GPO 2s, and you were in the half cannon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I felt so bad because Zero would just one shot you. I'd one shot you. I felt terrible that match.
Oh, that was that I had forgotten. That was a thing.
All right, what are your ideas for this map, Viz?
Okay, so we only have 2 spawn points on this map, and it creates, the whole side lane issue. So if we bring the sides closer in, right, make the shuttle a smaller launch area, and then wall off probably from this half of the bridge, make it no longer a bridge, make it an enclosed space like a warehouse. Put a point in the middle of it. Not an open roofed warehouse, like a closed roof warehouse, put a point in the middle of it, extend this inwards into more of an actual facility and not just a tunnel. And then if they could, every spawn in animation is just dropping from the sky, right? Or shooting up from below the base on some space maps. They could add side tunnels that you boost in through.
Oh, that'd
And
be
then
nice.
you just land on your feet, right? A gate opens up near the point. You boost in through the gate. You end up in the facility. Because that would make sense for reinforcements coming in from further in the facility, or hostiles have secured that sector around it and can come into the facility to actually help. Because this is all kind of an enclosed area from anything else. This is abandoned. Well, not
Yeah.
really abandoned, but isolated. That's the word. Very isolated from anything else around it. You could probably mirror the same on the other side, right? That would give you 4 points total, give you A, B, C, and D. And then just have this one higher up, right? Make ramps on every side of it, so it's just a raised platform. And then you get an indoors fighting area that you don't have to worry about support fire. You don't have to worry about, some raid, transforming raids swooping down on you from all the way across the map, just flying up and shooting at you. If you're sitting in a high spot, it creates more of the lane dichotomy.
Yeah.
Rob, you got anything?
Actually, I don't think I do for this one. I think you've got some good ideas because I don't really know what I would do to this one to change it. It's just
my idea would be to block off these 2 lanes to prevent the merry-go-round bullshit.
Yeah, early game NASCARing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst. That's what prevents supports from doing good on this map. Because, supports are usually the slowest class in the game. Prevents you from keeping up with the team, and then you're just lunch meat to the enemy because you can't keep up. If we took away the barriers, or the doors between these 2 bridges and the supporting section over that way, to prevent from people just boosting through, yeah, they would still be able to boost through the HLV, but that's fine. That would just keep that you would still be within the team's reach still. I feel like these bridges could be destroyed once the HLV is destroyed and have a different explosion where some of these pillars and maybe that fall towards the ground and destroying this section while still leaving cover. This could fall, and just in general, because there's enough machinery and gear here that could fall and survive the explosion of this rocket just fine. It would just be damaged and fallen over, of course, because they lose all the support from the HLV or the rocket exploding. I kind of like the different points Viz brought up where we can spawn in through here. There's already doors. All they would have to do is open them up and then make them bigger for us to come in. I think that would be nice. You know how when this rocket explodes, you have debris that falls within the map. The only problem with that is it disappears. I feel like they should stay, because there's no reason why it should just disappear. Let's spray this rocket real quick and we'll see where the debris lands. The center base staying where it is fine. See, look at that giant chunks of metal.
Yeah.
They just disappeared. Why? That should stay and be covered.
Yeah, even if they don't disappear, I feel like they should at least stun you when they hit you.
Yeah. I feel like anything like that size, there's no reason why just heavy staggers. It should damage you.
2
I
minutes
would
left.
say something else to do with the rocket, right? Most rocket pads have thrust exhaust ports because the thrust can't sit just below the rocket. It has to have the gap below for the proper venting of the exhaust. So what you can do is change this area right here. Make this a fixed platform so it's not the crawler anymore. Because the crawler just comes to the pad, drops off the rocket, and leaves.
Yeah.
The crawler doesn't stay under it. So you change that to just being a pad. You give maybe a pair of tunnels on each side of the support that you can go down and below.
Shouldn't it be filled with water also?
Not always. Some of them are just empty. They can be flooded, but it would be water coolant. Yeah. And then when either make it so the rocket blows, or if you don't kill it by a certain time, it leaves. It takes off and leaves. Then that would leave this gap open in the middle of the pad to either be shot down into as people fighting from above to below, or dropped down into. And start of the match, the gates would be closed because the rocket's trying to prepare for liftoff. So, and then once it starts taking off, they open up. Or if it's blown up, they get blown open by the force of the explosion.
Yeah. But yeah, that's, what we suggested wouldn't even take that long to fix or implement.
We're not coders, we don't know that, but
it
doesn't sound like the biggest project.
Yeah, but subtle changes like that would be extremely nice to this map because it's starting to become it's just an eyesore anytime I see it pop up when I'm playing a game. It's this map. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to play this map. because it's usually because a lot of my requests are for supports, and when I'm trying to get a request, it's always this map that pops up when I'm trying to play a support. Never fails. Never fails.
I did just think of something if they wanted to make a variant on this map.
Uh-huh.
All the various icy the spots around the base, all the snow.
Uh-huh.
If you fall on that or explode on that, it cracks and there's a frozen lake underneath to fight in.
That'd be cool.
I don't know how that would be. Well, that would be a lot of new modeling, and I don't know how practical that would be in gameplay. But just random thought.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be a separate map, because it wouldn't make sense to put a launch base on a sheet of ice.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of makes sense in the crater that it's in a mountain range, right? You already have a high altitude, so you don't have to go as high in comparison. But a variant Arctic base with no launch pad in the middle and sitting on top of an icy lake is perfectly viable.
Yeah.
Let's do everybody's favorite map. Impact side.
Proceeding to the battlefield. We're near the target area. All pilots move out.
Ugh. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm kind of hungry.
Commencing operation.
So, alright, this map has kind of been the bane of my existence lately, because it's always the same 4 mobile suits, always, and there's quite a bit of changes that could be done, I feel. Like, we got this, what was this craft? Was this a Gaul or something, or was it, a Zanzibar, right?
It's a Zanzibar, I think. We can go look at it.
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
So, my experience, like, I'm pretty sure all the fuel is not burnt away. I feel like this should be able to get destroyed sometime during the match, either through damage or through, you know, just a timed event. You know, just explode. Taking this section out and damaging this area and maybe closing the tunnel over there. Just through the sheer destruction, because it, you know, look at the size of this thing. This is going to it's going to be a big explosion. And if it takes that out, I feel like that would, you know, add a nice dynamic and give this area a nice bigger spot. To,
Salty, you disappeared for me. You teleported.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
I'll clip it, don't worry. I have proof.
But yeah, destroying this area I feel like would be nice. And it would I feel like if they play their cards right and have it just either landslide like the idea for the forest and make this area bigger, I feel like it'd be
I think
a
I
nice
got
change.
DC'd. I did. I got DC'd.
Oh, DC. Yep, you're gone.
Yep.
Oh no.
I can still think about the map. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, my issue with Crash Site is the lanes to the base.
Yeah.
They're non-symmetrical, right? One side has just the 2 paths splitting early to go around the big rock to get you A, and then rejoining and creating the side path that leads to C. And then the other side has early together and then 1 split in it to lead to the 2 separate ways.
Yeah.
I think it should be symmetrical, and I think it should be a 3-prong fork. That you can go up on the left side on either side to get up to a high patch where shooty suits would enjoy. You can go through the middle, which would put you in a dip, maybe with a little bit of a raised wall on either side. Because right now, what ends up happening is you walk out from your respective side of the map, and you are immediately taking fire from the other side of the map.
Yeah.
All the way through that straight lane. People just walk by it and shoot as they go. And it creates this just early game of, oh, I've been shot by 5 suits. I'm gonna die immediately now. And it just gives you that little bit of extra cover and time to actually get into a proper fight. And then the third route, which would be on the right side, would always be maybe a tunnel down below that loops up and meets kind of down the center path of the far end of the map.
Yeah.
And maybe once it hits 4 minutes, or if that Zanzibar gets destroyed, it would collapse that third tunnel and create just a normal path on either side,
Yeah.
so that you don't have that tunnel anymore.
I could see that. Yeah. There. I don't know what else to say really, because it's. I don't really care for this map due to the fact of all the flaws, because the moment you get pushed, you're screwed. The moment you get pushed back, you lost the game. And I feel like that's bad. Like, I feel like another tunnel should be added. Say if you spawn at the B side, there should be a tunnel that comes from the back of the base all the way to the side of D to help you get out of being squished into your base and unable to move. Same with the other side there, but they do have that tunnel right there, and that pretty much prevent, like, the moment you spawn in, you're able to access that tunnel just fine. Wow.
Yeah, you don't have to cross a firing lane to get to it when
Yeah.
you're at B-side base.
Yeah, but like over here, you can't spawn in and then just rush this tunnel. You're going to get shot. You will be stunned, and in that stun, you're dead.
Yeah,
Go on.
a big thing that happens in crash type matches is one side gets the advantage and either pushes to the enemy base or falls back to
2
theirs.
minutes left.
And you have 5 suits pushing down one lane most of the time, right? So you're getting caught on your teammates are shooting you, you're being shot at by enemies poking out of right-handed cover that they have the advantage on, and it just creates this. I get that bases are supposed to be defendable, but like it's not fun to push into it.
Yeah.
You just get stuck in a lane. You're all stuck in one lane to push into one base to counter the enemy team running away from you.
So that's why it's so hard to push on the A side, just because they do have those 2 lanes, and they could pop out of either side of the lane. While B side, you got the 1, and that's no fun. That's a disadvantage, I feel, and it prevents a lot of defending in that position, because the moment the enemy team captures
1 minute left.
the
This isn't over. We can still
B
win.
point, it's all over. You're stuck. You're gonna just you can't play anymore. Even if an enemy team caps A, there's the tunnel right there, and you can just flank out. So some changes. There needs to be a redesign of this map, or just add additional tunnel towards B side that allows us to escape from being pushed all the way into our base.
Even a small infantry tunnel to let you retake that cap. There's a tunnel exit by the A point, and there's entrances by your base by the A point. Just make it so if you spawn as a pilot at the base, you can spawn either at that tunnel or by the base itself, and then have, like, you know, Wapas in the tunnel. You can rush through the tunnel and get the A cap and give your team that point back.
Yeah.
And just add a tunnel over on the B side to do the same thing.
Mission is over.
But yeah, this map, it's one of my least favorite maps to fight on, next to Arctic Base, because it's the moment you're pushed on B side, you're dead. You're not gonna escape, and that's sad.
Here's your reward for this battle.
All right, Viz, you should be able to use that invite to get back in here. What about you, Rob? What do you think about that map?
I think it is a good idea to get
Map
more
is gathered.
to create more ways out of the base area, because it really, getting pinned down there really is a pain. Beyond that, I don't really know what anything that I would suggest off the top of my head.
Let's do Destroyed City next, because I still feel like the GBO 1 variant of Destroyed City is better, mainly because it was bigger and didn't have as many, like, heck, it didn't really have any choke points to where you can get stuck up and unable to help a friend.
Yeah.
Prepare to sortie. Prepare to sort very well. Proceeding to the battlefield.
Ooh. Crack my back, that felt good.
We're near the target area. All pilots move out.
Oh, Rob, did I show you the Mark II I finished?
No, I don't think you did.
I'm gonna have to send it to you after this recording. Or you can check my communities page.
Okay.
I posted it there too.
I can do that.
Alright, so my biggest gripe with this map are these 2 points right on each side of the map.
Yeah, the choke points by D and C.
Yeah, these is what makes this map painful, because this only allows 2 suits through at any given time.
Here, stand right in front of me.
Like seriously, that's just 2 mobile suits.
Yep.
And if there's 2 enemies and they're just downswung right there, or it's your ally and somebody else, you can't get through.
Yeah, one knockdown person here, Rob. Downswing me from the front, and I'll follow. I should fall over on my back, hopefully.
Okay.
Up to the side.
Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Yeah, my tanks are blocking it though.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're not.
Even though, if you did fall down right here, no one would be able to get through.
Tall suits that fall in this gap completely block it. There's no getting by them.
Downswing me and try and get past it. As wide as this thing is, I bet you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fit by.
Completely blocked. They need to get rid of this thing. I don't know why it's there. It makes no sense.
I think destructible piece of cover for the start of the game, right? Because start of the game, people go to C and D and cap them.
Yeah.
So they need that shield right there just for the start of the game. So a transforming suit like the Rigazi custom is a big one I see doing it. Doesn't come flying in over this top bridge and just shoot their suit.
Yeah.
And get free uncontested damage. So I think destructible piece of cover there would be fine. My gripe with this map is NASCARing. NASCARing still occurs on this map, and it is, right, you spawn from your base, you come from the bridge right here, and then they run this path.
Yeah, straight towards A.
Up over the ramp, and down onto A.
Yep.
And it's that quick. And so you cannot risk taking your native. Your A and B caps usually end up getting taken by the other team because they just run by you, and then they sit down and they get out. And they have the time to do that. So either making 2 pieces of cover destructible here, right? Make this building intact. Leave this building intact and make it so they have to shoot it.
Yeah.
Because the path,
get it ramped down.
the difference in path, right? If I have to go from here, oh, I double tapped on accident. Let me wait for mine. I was trying to use my flexible thruster. The path around that way is so much longer. There we go. Right? You can hug this building, and then through here. And this gives you so much more time on radar. So you could still rush that. You could still catch a suit out right here. But you're not going to catch the pilot out.
Yeah.
They're going to see you coming on radar and get back in their suit and start running.
Yeah.
So I think just those 2 pieces being destructible would help a lot.
I feel like this is another one of those maps that would shine with a lot of destructible buildings. Say like this one right there that's leaning over. That'd be a prime example to destroy and just block off that area right here and keep it closed off. That way, can't get sneaked through or anything like that, and it makes cover.
Yeah, I've noticed what's picked up a lot at 700 is people standing right here at the start of the match, right? Yeah. Because you're far enough away that you're off their radar. You'll stand still for long enough that you disappear off the radar over here, and then you have 2 escape routes. You can either go this way, back, you can go this way and towards your team, which will normally be by C, or if you're a maneuver armor suit, you can go up and over and just run by them right here, and then you're in cover again.
Yeah. I feel certain sections of this bridge should be destroyable too.
Yeah, I think start of the match, leave this part raised. Leave a support beam under this part.
Yeah. Because
that dissuades you that gets rid of your third path right here. Right? So you have to run towards your team. Yeah. And your team will you'll probably still have one person here capping C, or you'll have them NASCARing up over to A.
Rob, what are your thoughts?
One thing which just on a personal level, I'd like to see done is make the this dome destructible.
Yeah.
Because it always blocks my shots. I know that's what it's there for, so that you do have a little bit of cover, but also just it always seems like everybody else is better at shooting through it than I am. So just one of those things.
Honestly, it shouldn't even take a whole lot of shots to take down, considering it's held up by like what, 6 points, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the support beams are mostly already destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should be like one good, 2 good shots, and it should be gone. And then hell, you could have it fall into here, and then block that section off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and create it so you can jump on it and go up over the sides,
Yeah.
right?
So
Because
that
right now you can't go up over the. You can jump out of it, but just having it form a ramp that you could boost up and out of, and go up over the side that way, it would provide you cover to attack that flank route, or to attack the highway.
Yeah.
The highway's angles down on everything else are very oppressive. You don't have many approaches to the highway besides getting on the far end of it and pushing down it, or jumping up from a side point.
Yeah.
Alternately, you could make this building right here destructible and make it just tip over to become another ramp up onto the highway.
That would be nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and
that could be
that's a
done with
symmetrical
both
part of the map.
sides.
Yep, that part of the map is
1
mirrored.
minute left. This isn't
So,
over. We
you
can
know, it
still
wouldn't
win.
take much to make this map much more enjoyable, because at times it's this map is rough because it's so claustrophobic in some areas, and it makes it hard to play.
It does.
I also think they need to smooth out the ramps on this map a little, because
Especially these
this
side
building
buildings.
right here, yeah, I could probably do it now. Yeah, I'm stuck.
Yep.
There we go. I got unstuck.
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten stuck on with a go group right here, where
Yep.
I just cannot move up.
Some of the slightly wider suits walking at the right angle cannot get up those. That they have to jump.
But it's
So just smoothing ramps.
yeah. Just in general, like I would enjoy this this map a lot more with all those subtle changes, and it would be in a really good spot, you know. It's getting October, but the other maps, with the exception of Jiburo needs some changes. The other 2 maps, Military Base, and Supply Depot, they're good. I like the
I
way
think
they
military
are.
port needs a look.
Oh, military port? Yeah.
Military port.
Well, let's do military port first, or yeah, military port first, and then Jiburo, and I think that'd be good for this.
Sounds good.
We switch to a transforming suit.
Combatants gathered.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea because if I'm underwater, I can't fly. So.
Yep.
All right. There we go.
I'm good.
Same.
Prepare to soar. Prepare to very well. Proceeding to the battlefield. All units prepare for combat. Pilots deploy at once.
Man, these mobile suits look so good. Kudos to the designer for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone that's come out has been fantastic.
It still amazes me that they managed to get one of these out a week.
Yeah.
That has got to be.
Oh, I spawned on a ship.
Work. Same here.
I spawned on next to one of the bases on the ramp. So you guys want to meet up at the lighthouse?
Sure.
Okay.
Mine's not built for boost.
I'm a Hambrabi too. So, my gripes with this, right? Big one, everyone's pointed it out. You destroy a ship, it falls to the bottom of the ocean, it falls through the ocean floor, and you never see it again.
Yeah. Okay, so that I really dislike.
Yeah, even if they just had it so when you destroy the ship, it doesn't split in half, and it just gets a big hole in the bottom and sinks, and then you have the ship underwater to stand on. Gives you... Because what's under this? A ridge? Yeah, there's a ridge. There's nothing important under here. There's no big map detail. Heck, it could fall flat into this
In this
crevice
groove,
right
yeah, in the
here,
crevice.
and just run down it. Maybe have it gouge out some of the stone here so that it we're not bending a ship. But
Yeah.
it could fall right into that gap and just provide you a bridge across, so you don't have to drop all the way down into this bottom point.
Yeah. Even if they do have it break in half, having it like as it falls, turn on its side as it rolls into the trench would be an amazing touch of detail right there. But just having it sink through the ground like that, that's like
Very, very. Ugh.
Yeah. All the ships could be taken down and made into.
This one would. Yep. The ones closer to your native points would provide nice firing points for snipers,
Yep.
right? So if this guy falls down perfectly, forms a line or a deck right here, you get a firing lane that gives you access to point shooting on top of the dual peninsulas and down to the center of the map, which I don't think C is here normally. I think this is brawl only point right in the center of the map, but
Yeah, C is normally the one behind the hills over here.
yeah, I think A needs a ramp or 2 to get to it, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone take A on military port.
That's not normally a point.
No, I thought there's one. Oh, you're right. No,
Yeah.
you're right. Good point. I think this should still be
A point, yeah.
A point, yeah, and maybe the same thing with the generators here. Put a generator and detection equipment up here. So if you zoom in, if you were to scope in, you would get a thermal camera that can look down through the water.
Yeah.
So that would give snipers a reason to come up here. You would have raids coming up here to fight them, and of course generals coming up to support, and then just give them a cap over here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure something could be done with the cranes, such as, like, again, destroying them and having them... I would say have them actually carry or be holding onto a crate that once it breaks, it actually, as it falls, swings the crate and will take out a section. If anyone gets hit, is a heavy stagger and 2,000 damage. I feel like would be a nice little touch.
Yeah, or even if they're not holding anything, the crane falling into the water and forming a ramp,
Yeah.
forming a path you can get up. Because over on these sides, right? The sides are all modeled. There's all the stuff over here, and then you never see anyone fight on the sides. Everyone's just fighting down by the middle.
Yeah, in the water.
There's so much unused space on this map.
I mean, in the long run, this is one of those. It comes back to the point where I've said several times where on these bigger maps, I feel like 6v6 isn't big enough. Like this map could hold 12v12 and be fine. Because then no one's going to be all in the same area. They're going to be spread out because no one's going to want to be in a big battle taking hits and just instantly dying. So they're going to spread out. And there's going to be little collisions here and there and all of that. This is one of those maps that really deserve, bigger battles. Make it 10v10.
Yeah.
Same with Port Base. That's a good 10v10 map.
Yeah, military port has so much potential to be glorious, but it doesn't, because there's so much water fighting, right?
Yeah.
They can't drop it in at higher cost because there's no high cost aquatic mobile suits besides the Zulu. I think is the highest at 600. Yeah, I think that's the highest if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, I think it is.
So right, Z-Zulus would dominate here at 600, and then there's nothing above it because they're never going to put 700 rotation on military port in, because water is such a big demerit to your speed.
Yeah. And that's another change I would like to see be done, is that quite a few of the ground exclusive suits, such as the Gundam ground type, the Jim ground type, even the Zakutu J type, they are built for limited underwater capabilities. Now, I don't feel like they should get the speed buff that aquatic mobile suits get, but I don't feel like they should get the speed nerf either.
Yeah, I think they should just have normal operation underwater.
Exactly.
Yeah, just,
Right,
just a skill that negates speed down underwater for some suits would be good.
Yeah.
Because like the J-type and the ground mobility, Haimo, Zaku, they're all built with the idea of limited underwater fights. So they can be down there for a bit and be fine. Same with the J-type or the ground-type Gundam. You see it do it in the 8th MS team and have no problem.
Yeah. Another thing I'd like to see done with this is like Port Base. This is one that just cries out for subflight systems.
Yeah, this map would be great for subflight.
Yeah, watching air fights over everything would be amazing. Besides, you know, a transforming suit and a violent custom going at it up in the air.
Yeah.
So actual pilot vehicles. These ships, they're all aircraft carriers. Put some aircraft on them.
Yeah, allow us to pilot the Jacob, what are some of the fighters? I don't know them all.
Saberfish,
Dop, Saberfish, yeah.
Oh, I'd pilot a Dop. So
and then
good.
You could also have
make
some
Magellan
surface
attacks that
craft.
actually work.
Yeah. There's also some surface craft. I can't remember what the little speedboat Xeon had was, but it's like a little armed speedboat with jet engines on it
Here's your
that you could have.
That sounds
go in
cool.
when-
Yeah, even just as an easier way for pilots to get to the above water caps.
Yeah.
Having even just like an unarmed rib,
Yeah.
right?
Also,
Something to
also
just go
if you
faster
wanted-
than the jetpack.
Also, if you want to have more things for pilots to do, those ships all have turrets.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can man the the turrets. I think that'd be
Yeah.
a lovely touch.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of opportunities to expand things here. I think.
All right, and for the last map, we're gonna talk about Jaburo. Because there's quite a few changes that I feel need to be made to this map.
Prepare to sortie. Very well. Proceeding to the battlefield. All units prepare for combat. Pilots deploy at once.
Boy, howdy. That's one of my favorite touches they did for the unicorn is the ejection of the cartridge when firing for the B Magnum. That's such a
That
good
really
feature.
is nice.
Beautiful work on the unicorn.
Oh yeah.
So for this
Out of the powder.
for this map, my biggest gripe is with how claustrophobic it is, right? Trying to get a clear shot on anyone is a pain due to all the buildings here. If I'm not mistaken, it was not hilled like this in the GBO 1 version, except for coming out of your base, and that was it. The rest of the area was flat, and it came down into a point where you could get out of your suit and cap this point right here.
You're right in the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you did have the center point, points in the corners where you could cap on each side. And that would be where your snipers would hang and stuff like that.
Yeah. You can actually see the doors here where you used to be able to get into this to get to the checkpoint.
Oh, yeah. I feel like this definitely should... I feel like they should definitely get more room up here. Maybe remove some of these buildings. Extend... Like, they just... I feel like they really need to just make this area as big as it was at GBO 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The water, keep the water. The tunnels are nice. I really do like the touch of the water. They did an amazing job with the coloration. If you're in these tunnels over there, it looks beautiful down there. I feel they did a good job there. I feel like all of these, what are they called? They're not. These are not. Do these have these pillars, right? They're not stalagmites because they're not pointy.
They're just pillars because
Pillars.
they're connecting to the top.
Yeah. So these, I feel like, should be able to be shot down to open it up, because there are times, especially this one right here, where I'm trying to snipe and I could be not looking at it, but it eats my shot anyway.
Yeah, their hitbox is a little like the beam hitbox going by the pillars is kind of hard to shoot by sometimes.
Yeah, so I feel like a change like that would be nice, and that goes for all the pillars. They should be able to be destroyed. Maybe not these big ones in the center of the map. Those should be able to be left alone. And there definitely should, I feel like, be platforms on the side of the walls also to allow for snipers to actually be safe. Because this is not, that platform right here is not safe.
No.
And it collapses too.
Yeah, so that's the main reason why I say do not ever bring a support on this map. Because it's going to be a bad time. Most of the time when you're on this map, there's always going to be two raids at any given time. So that's not fun. I'm fine with the platforms in the center of the map. These are fine. They could be made a little wider so you can, turn your bolt suit without falling. But those are like my basic ideas. I feel like they need to widen the map out like it was in GBO 1. Because it's just too claustrophobic up here. What about you, Rob? What are your thoughts?
I think you're onto something, because yeah, it just, if you're fighting on the platform, which is where most of the fighting actually happens anymore, it just really does get to feel claustrophobic, like you said.
Yeah, 700 suits going between these buildings
Is pain.
is pain.
Yeah.
Because it's
Unicorns are down
done.
swinging each other. Yep, unicorns are down swinging each other. Everyone trying to fit through it with the NTD swings. Sinanjus are so huge that you can't properly take cover behind these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
So-
you can get your wings or the binders on the back of it get shot. They pop right
Yeah.
over the buildings.
I would say maybe make the top part of the central pillar destructible, and then part of the roof around it collapses and destroys these buildings around it,
Yeah.
and turns them into, wrecked
Cover.
pieces of cover, because that, like, make them down so they're just like a rise in front of you, right? So, like, waist high cover.
Yeah.
So you can still shoot over it, but somebody's not going to come charge into melee through some weird gap through it at you, right? Because so many times you get caught on the left side of your suit with someone meleeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'm just looking at with this that I've never quite noticed before, this pillar here, there's doors, little doors here,
Yeah. no
and
pulling.
little doors down on the other side.
I never noticed that.
They had to at least be thinking about something to do with pilots.
That.
With
Yeah.
pilots going into that middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they should
Same over here? Yep.
bring back that idea, because that's a good idea. Down here, I don't know what else would be a good change. Maybe,
I think the tunnels are pretty solid,
yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
but yeah, down here is fine. Maybe have a section collapse after a little bit, because giant mobile suits walking around would eventually cause damage.
Yeah, or destroying the pillars down here.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
tunnels itself
I was gonna say-
would open up holes in the ceiling that people could either fall into or shoot out of.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be a really good idea. I like that.
Maybe make the tunnels dry initially, and then put lock gates like right here. This come look at it down the
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
This gap right here would be perfect to put a lock gate here that could just be destroyed easily at the start of the map by the team if they want water to start playing in. Maybe make it so 3 of the gates have to be destroyed,
Yeah.
that they could just mirror them across. You destroy 3 of the gates and it floods high enough that you get this level of water. Maybe like destroy 1 gate, it's foot high, so you get the speed debuff, but you don't go off radar. 2 high is, waist height, and then 3 high is fully closing your mobile suit in the water.
Yeah. Just simple changes. It wouldn't even take that. I would again extend out the platform, make the underground areas dry, and then destroy the lock gates. Make pillars destroyable. All good ideas, especially for this map, because it's the moment you get. This is one of those maps that once you get pushed in your base, there's no hope for you.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't take much to make this map a lot more fun to play on. Even shooting the stalactites down and having them drop on a suit would be a nice change, because that would cause heavy stagger. I wouldn't even say a whole lot of damage either.
I would say this is another map where you can use the tunnel idea too for suit spawning.
Yeah.
Because when you spawn at base, you fall out of the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So just coming down that elevator behind the base,
Like have it
Like,
slide
shift-
down the.
yeah, shifting the base down the side and then having you slide down the cargo elevator ramp, and then the side caps on the sides of the platform
Here's
just
your
have
reward
tunnels
for
come
this
in from the
battle.
side with opening gates. Because every spawn animation is just you fall from the sky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make it seem like this is an actual battle in the base that's occurring by defenders and attackers.
Combatants gather.
Right, because defenders would have reserved mobile suits waiting inside the base, and attackers would be coming down whatever route they've secured, so coming down that cargo elevator is perfect.
Yeah.
Dropping in through holes in the ceiling or something, so you're not just looking up into the darkness of stalactites, maybe like a breach in the ceiling that you drop down through, even.
But
Just some variety in spawning.
Yeah, like different, like, and what would be nice is they could just randomize it, and you know, you might not get the same spawn animation each time. Might be different. And I think that'd be a cool idea. Like, spawning in one map might have you jump from one of the carriers, not like the white base or anything, but one of the flyers. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just simple changes like that. Add some variety, and I think that would make a nice touch. Anything you guys would like to add before we end this?
I can't think of anything.
No, I would say if viewers have comments, just put them in the YouTube comments, and we'll look them over and reply probably.
Yep. If you guys would, huh?
Does it possibly have a part 2 where it's answering community questions or ideas?
Yes.
That's a good
We
idea.
can do that, and even go into space and talk about certain changes for space maps. I would like to see.
Yep.
So yeah, if that's what you guys would like, please like and subscribe. Please comment down below. Doing this was pretty fun. Just something that was been chewing on, eating at my brain for a little bit. I thought it was a cool idea. Would have liked to ask Zero, but as I said yesterday, he's with his family members today, so family's more important. But let me mute myself so they don't have to listen to me do my outro real quick. For all my patrons, I want to thank you for supporting me. Patrons are Brendan Markey, Shipper, Asriel, Dragon, Spartan, 90, Gundam Nuggers, Jeff Dunn, Clav, Maverick, Momika, Peter Strike, Oni Savage, Adam, Pseudosouls, Alimo, Steel Talon, Minty, Robo, Mysteries Mercenary, Talamaeus, Phantom, OC, Viscarian, Xenacos, Pig, Bryson, Claudio, Christopher, Crusader, Serena, Leo Coco, Xanac Shadow, NJ Bean, Strader, Rand Hero, Destroyer, Sean, Living Deadward, David, RGM, and Salpla Aki. It really does mean a lot. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and all that. Would you guys like to say goodbye?
Have a wonderful day. Eat your veggies.
Take care.
Thank you for listening, and again, if you have any comments, leave them down below.
Righto. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we shall talk to you guys later.